Welcome back, everyone. It is Eric from Rare Candy, and today we are going to be trying out a Kyurem VMAX deck that actually made top 8 at a recent online tournament. Now, even though this card hasn't seen a ton of play in recent months, Kyurem was actually one of the more popular attackers back during the Lost Origin format for a pretty good reason. It has the Glaciated World ability. Once during your turn, you can discard the top card of your deck, and if it's a water energy, you attach it to one of your Pokemon. And then also has the Max Frost attack, where you can discard any amount of water energy from this Pokemon and does 120 plus 50 more for each card that you discarded in this way. So we've seen this card get paired with things like Palkia VSTAR, Melanie, etc., but we're not doing any of that. Today we're going all in on Glaciated World with a whopping 31 energy in this deck to make sure that we can always hit it with this ability. So before we get any deeper into this deck and get in some game, guys, if you guys need any cards to complete this deck for yourself, you can check out our friends over at PTCGOstore.com. Just use coupon code RareCandy for a discount on any PTCG Live codes you might need. And Rare Candy's patrons have access to a variety of different perks, including actually an exclusive discount code for even bigger savings. Links to those will be down below in the description. But getting back into our list for just a moment here, guys, one of the perks that comes with playing such a high count of basic water energies is that we can actually use this rapid freeze attack with Kyurem V. We can attach a number of water energy from our hand to our Pokemon in any way that we like. So sometimes if we're going second and we open with a bunch of water energy in our hand, which honestly isn't very uncommon, we can just set up our entire field with this attack. We have our Radiant Greninja not only to help us draw some more cards with that Concealed Cards ability, but since we can actually use Glaciated World on non-Kyurem Pokemon as well, we can actually power up Moonlight Shuriken just to give ourselves a decent single prize option to go in with. But we also do have another sniping Pokemon. That is going to be the Celebration Sky Ogre. This is going to be ideally our big late game finisher. For that Aqua Storm attack, we can discard the top 5 cards of our deck, then choose 2 of our opponent's bench Pokemon and does 50 for each energy we discarded in this way to those Pokemon. For our trainer cards, we don't really have too many here. We have our 4 Irida to just find our Pokemon plus an item card, but also we do have 4 copies of Adventurous Discovery as sort of our other primary supporter we want to use to get set up, since we can just grab 3 Pokemon V, put them directly into our hand. But we also have a single copy of Phoebe in the deck. During this turn, damage from our Pokemon VMAX's attacks is not affected by any effects on our opponent's active Pokemon. So if our opponent does try to wall us with something like a Miltank, we can just cut through that ability on it. Or if we're going against like Goodra, instead of them taking that 80 damage reduction, our damage is not going to be affected by it, and we can more easily take those big one-hit KOs still. And we also have a whopping 4 Seal Stones just to give our Kyurems a VSTAR power of their own to be able to search out any card out of our deck just to help get better set up. But that's the list that we're going to be trying out today, guys. I did not edit this list in any way. This is the same one that made top 8. So we're hoping today we can replicate that same success here on PTCG Live. But with that being said, guys, remember to smack that like button for me, feed that always hungry YouTube algorithm, and let's jump in some games and see how this crazy Kyurem VMAX deck is going to do. Our opponent seems excessively conflicted about what they want to start with, but there we go. They finally do make a decision here. Okay. Interesting matchup that we might have here. Basically, just like a showdown between 2 like big one-hit KO oriented decks. Oh, did we prize? Do we really prize 2 Kyurem? That is very unfortunate. Yeah, we'll Concealed Cards again. Just attach and probably get down Seal Stone as well. I think that's safe here. And just pass. So on paper, this seems like an interesting matchup because they're playing Rayquaza. That means they're all about taking big one-hit KOs. Our deck's all about taking big one-hit KOs. But things definitely could be a little bit sketchy for us since we did prize 2 Kyurem Vs here. Okay, but it's going to be Arceus. Very interesting. So since they're playing Fire Energy, there is a chance... Oh, just going to Dragon Pulse. Okay, that's good for us. So if we knock out this thing, I'm feeling pretty good. So yeah, before we do anything else, let's go over the Concealed Cards. We ideally want to hit a Kyurem here. Unfortunately, do not, but we do have the Irida. And probably just going to grab Escape Rope preemptively, I think. We need to hit energy off of Glaciated World, which is definitely doable. We have essentially a 50-50 shot of that. Oh, we actually do have our Seal Stone as well. So not the end of the world, if that's the case. Actually, I might even burn the Seal Stone now just to thin an extra VMAX out of deck too. Because I just want to guarantee this KO this turn. So that seems good. So between both these, we should hit 1 energy. Okay. Okay, there we go. I was about to be pretty bummed if we have a deck with 30 plus energy and we can't hit a water energy here. Okay. So let's go ahead and go for the Max Frost. We do have to discard 2 energy, but that is okay. More than likely, our opponent is not going to get an attack off on this next turn. Though, I guess they could Raihan and still get off Trinity Nova. So we hit Adventures, Discovery. Are you kidding me, deck? Okay, there's the VSTAR. So yeah, maybe they do have the Raihan play at their disposal here. I'm assuming they play Raihan. Almost every Arceus deck does, so. But I will say it's actually not out of the realm of possibility that we get a KO on this Arceus as well. We just have to hit double Glaciated World plus attachment. Because unfortunately, just discarding 3 puts us at 270, so we're like just shy of a KO. But let's see what our opponent is going to grab here. We could see a Judge from them. I know we have a huge hand at this point. Like Judge Path would be pretty big against us, but they really need Raihan specifically. Yeah, there we go. And honestly, we could even Rope and knock out the Ray instead. Well, I guess we need the same amount of energy either way, but... So we just go for the Irida, probably just to thin cards out of our deck at this point. So we'll Glaciated World. Okay, so unfortunately we're not getting this attack off this turn. Does not appear that way. I'm curious to actually maybe even Escape Rope and just sack the Greninja here. That doesn't seem that bad to me. So I think for that reason, guys, we'll just do this. Attach here. And I think we're just going to pass over to our opponent. So yeah, you can really see like not having the extra 2 Kyurem is definitely kind of hurting us here. But I'm kind of hoping they're out of lightning energy since they didn't attach any with Trinity Nova. Okay. Okay, and just going to Trinity Nova the active. That's cool. So it seems like they might not be able to attack with this Rayquaza V. So for that reason, I'm actually going to just use this Kyurem to attack. Because there's a chance we just knock this out. They don't have a follow-up. Unless they hit some lightning energy off the prizes or something. So yet again, guys, we're just going to play the Irida. Try to thin cards out of our deck here. So Glaciated World number 1. Okay, there we go. Glaciated World number 2. Okay, deck. You're definitely treating me a little bit better this time. And we'll just do this. If they do have the return KO, no big deal. Yeah, we'll go for the Max Frost here. So 170, 220, 270, and that will be the knockout. Now, things feel kind of bad if our opponent does go like Rope or Boss, knock out our bench. Okay, but there's the victory screen, so I don't think our opponent probably had it there. Okay, we actually have a pretty good opening hand. Well, I should say if we were going second, this would be really good. So we might actually have to burn the Forest Sealstone, which is okay, I suppose. So we'll just go for a Battle VIP pass here. And I think we just go for 2 Kyurem Vs. Yeah, our Greninja's prize anyway, so we couldn't really do anything else either way. So yeah, we'll just do this. We'll just attach, I suppose, and pass over to our opponent. So this is going to be some sort of lost box-based deck, clearly. I would imagine the Sky Sealstone version is probably the one we would want to face the least, just because it reduces the amount of KOs they actually have to take. But against any of the other ones, I feel okay, just because we force them to deal with a Kyurem V, and then 2 VMAXs afterwards. I think that is sort of our game plan here. There's going to be a Vacuum and a Clara going down. Clara is definitely a good Pokemon for them, or definitely a good card for us to see hit the Lost Zone, but there's going to be a Mawile. So I'm assuming this is going to be the Sablezard version of the deck. Mawile, not really too great against us, though. They're not going to be decking us out since everything in our deck can attack. Okay, there's another Cram. That's cool. Oh, and they got rid of a Chorus here. They must have gotten something pretty important, but there's going to be Escape Rope. That's fine. And they're just going to sack them all out. Okay, that's cool. We can live with that. Tempting Trap, that's fine. Little do they know, we actually have an Escape Rope if we do want to play it. But we're just going to Adventurous Discovery here. Thin all these cards out of deck. I think we'd probably go for the rope either way. Yeah, because we really don't want to... We really don't want to have to attack with a VMAX. And we don't really want to knock out Mawile, so I think this is actually our preferred line of play, because we would definitely rather knock out Cram or Comfy over this thing. I think they just have to sack the Cram here since they don't have a great start. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, we do have one more Glaciated World, so hopefully we can hit one more energy. And we do, that is great. So we'll just attach over there and go for the Frost Smash for the KO. Okay, so we're feeling pretty good. Our opponent's not having the most explosive start. We're taking a pretty decent knockout here against one of their only threats on the board. Okay, there's going to be Chorus number 3. Okay, they are playing Fighting Energy, so maybe this isn't the Sablezard version of the deck. Now, what could be really bad for us is if they're playing the Zamazenta. That would absolutely just wreck us. I think we just auto-lose to that. Okay, so we are going to be hit by Cram, which is a little bit unfortunate here, but that's fine. Oh, but they're going to go with the Mawile again. Tempting Trap, that's fine. Oh, but they actually do 90 more damage to us too. I did forget about that. So actually that's pretty good. Just grab these two. Glaciated World number 1. We just need 1 energy here. Cool. Awesome. So we're doing great on those. Don't want to get down the Kyogre though. And we're just going to leave this guy unevolved for the moment. Because again, we want to force them into that 8 prize game. But yeah, the Tempting Trap, I forgot about the 90 damage increase from the attack. Like, most people think of this attack for the fact that you can't retreat, but the 90 more damage thing is actually pretty relevant here. So we know they're playing Fighting Energy, but what else are they actually playing in this deck? Okay, they did toss away a Boss. That's always a good card to see hit the bin. But the 90 extra damage, the fact that they were like so gung-ho about that makes me believe that... Okay, but it looks like they are just going to attack us with Cramorant. That's fine. I was kind of worried that they were trying to set up for a play on the next turn. But yeah, 200 is pretty good against us. They effectively attacked with 2 Crams. Like, I guess that's the easiest way to think of it. Ooh, and this... No, we will be 10 shy of a knockout from Lost Mines. That's the good news. We are going to stay alive this turn. I wish we had Radiant Drainage, because this would actually be a good turn to just knock out both of these, but we're not quite that fortunate. But yeah, we have a pretty scary board at this point, at least. So I'm just trying to think, what are we actually going up against here? I think we just retreat. I guess. And yeah, just take the knockout and cram. Ooh, and we do get Radiant Greninja. That's actually pretty good here. So, like I said, I thought this might be Sablezard. And if it is, there is still a world where we could attack with Radiant Greninja. But kind of hoping we can just stay alive for another turn. That would be great. Okay, there's Clara. Probably just going to see some crams come back to the hand. So we saw Fighting Energy. Are they playing anything else other than just Fighting and Psychic Energy? We haven't seen anything. So I'm just curious about what version of Lost Box this is. That's something I haven't had a whole lot of clarification on. Okay, there's just the Spit instantly. That's cool. So we could even go in with the Kyogre as well. That seems a little bit greedy, since we still have quite a few supporters left. I think we're going to go for the Greninja since they don't have Manaphy down. Yeah, so we'll go for the Glaciated World. Unfortunately, we whiff. That feels bad. We do still have a chance at making it happen, though. Okay, that's good. We would have to hit it off of this. If we whiff, that feels pretty bad. This is definitely, I think, a little bit greedy, guys. But if we can hit this Glaciated World, I feel like it's kind of checkmate. And we do get there. Okay. So now we can just hard retreat. And take the double KO, Sableye, and Comfy. Yeah, if we miss this one, that would have been bad, because then both these Kyurems are like pretty badly damaged, and our opponent could theoretically win in 2 turns. Okay, another Kyurem B, that's fine. And yeah, we have game on board, because we can just retreat into our other Kyurem VMAX, but I don't know, maybe there's something else that could happen here. And they are playing Water Energy. Okay, that's something we hadn't seen a lot of. Okay, we got a Hawlucha. Is there a world where they get a double KO over here and just win? If they're playing the Kyogre version of the deck, I guess that's possible, but there's going to be Roxanne. That's fine. Because even if they Moonlight Shuriken, that's still not a double KO on us, so I'm not sure what they're going for here. Yeah, we just promote this guy, I guess. But if they hit us with, like, I don't even know. I think we're safe. Yeah, especially if they're Mirage Gating just to this Greninja. I think we have this one pretty much sealed at this point, guys. Yeah, there's the victory screen. So again, I don't even know what version of Lost Box that was, but we took it down. So that is ultimately what. Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it today for the Kyurem VMAX deck. I will say, I don't think this deck is super competitive. It definitely feels very gimmicky, definitely like a one-trick pony. But, you know, if you are able to get multiple of these Kyurems in play, and, you know, between their crazy damage output and the massive HP that they have, you would actually be surprised by how many games you do end up winning with this thing. But with that being said, though, if you guys did enjoy today's content, as always, remember to leave a like on the video. And if you are feeling a little extra generous and want to take that support to the next level, you can also become a patron at patreon.com/rarecandytcg or pick up some merch at rarecandytcg.com. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.